Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world today, and welcome. This is Charlotte Bluchnote. I'm a personal profiler. I work with people who want to become unstoppable and authentically embodied in their niche. Is that you? And what does that actually mean? What it means is basically hashtag body for brains. It means that your body is your magnificent brain, more so than your brain that you normally expect to listen and respond to. Your hidden genius superpower is the magical unicorn voice. Your hidden genius superpower is your body, and your body does not ever lie. Most of the times in our day-to-day life, we live in our heads. We live in our judgments, our labels, our perceptions, and our dreams. And we forget that we've actually got a lot more below the surface. And the ratio below as to above is quite different, as each of us already know this and experience it. Your body carries a lot more information and clues to what's really going on, and can influence your mind in a totally different way if you are open to accept and understand what hashtag body for brains really means for you, authentically you. Our mind can become our monster. It can rule our life because sometimes those dreams, sometimes those fears can actually debilitate you, stop you, or put you into a world of total fantasy. Imagine for a moment that we can actually switch off our mind, that your mind does not become your master, you become master of your mind. Would that not be something quite cool? So what about if we could just take our heads and take them to the side of us for a few moments, leave our heads behind, forget about what's going on in the head, just shift gently into the body. So I'm inviting you along a little journey into your body to understand what information, what beautiful success and stories that are still awaiting you. In our bodies, we have what's known as energy centers. There are 7 energy centers. They are each like spinning vortexes of color and light. They are each very different. They are like the warrior shield, and each represents a different part of your life. They should be spinning, they should be clear and vibrant in their color. And when we want to shift anything in our lives, the most important thing is to be able to breathe intentionally into each of those, to connect with them, to discover what their secrets are, what history is there, what still needs to be shifted out of them. How do you know when they're out of balance? That is your posture. Your posture is the very first clue that we look at as to where there could be an imbalance in your body. And when there's an imbalance in your body, it overflows to your mind through your emotions. Very important to remember that your posture gives you away. So how are you sitting? How are you standing? Where are you carrying a little bit of extra weight that you can't seem to get rid of? What is your posture telling you about you? The first energy center we have is the one that's between your legs. It is called your root energy center, and it's all about your primal instinct. It is the conditioning that you were exposed to in the first 7 years of your life in this world, which means that how you were parented and how you had caregivers influence your life is very relevant in this space. It teaches you about the parts of you which are related to your direct conditioning of understanding who you are. And most of us don't remember a lot of the first 7 years of us growing up. This should be absolutely bright red. It should be spinning and beautiful. So if you close your eyes for a moment and go into that space and see that cone-like spreading out from beneath you into the ground below you, what is it telling you? What are you actually feeling? What are you thinking? How red is it? What shadows are there? What can you do to breathe into it and shift those shadows out of the way? It should be really bright red, neon bright red all over. And if you've got shadows today and you can't shift them, that's okay, as long as every day you come back and try again and move them. This shifts every day as we get challenged with what we know as our conditioning. It's known as your root energy center. The next one is what we call your sacral or navel energy center. Belly dancers use this a lot when they are communicating because they're using that part of their body very often and always looks so unique the way they're moving it. So in our sacral area, this is where we build relationships with other people one-on-one. So you can see the evolution of the first 7 years of your life moving up as we're growing up and we go to school. We start building relationships with people around us one-on-one. It's also your own sexuality when you become aware that you're a boy or a girl. It is orange. It is a beautiful, bright neon orange. Also take note of the organs that it is the barrier and the warrior shield for. It is around your digestum. So are you suffering from any changes in your digestive system? Have a look on the emotional side, what's going on with your relationships with other people one-on-one. The next one is your solar plexus. We're moving up the body slowly, slowly. Your solar plexus from today moving forward is going to be your new smiley face. This is your relationship with yourself. Are you sitting in a posture that opens it up and shares it with the world, or are you shutting it down? Have a look at your own posture. How are you sitting? Are you upright? Is that new smiley face shining out to the world? Is your relationship with yourself strong? How is your self-esteem? This is where your self-esteem and self-belief sit. This is where you have a relationship with yourself, a very unique relationship with yourself. Can you see the influence from your first energy center as you're moving up to build a relationship with other people and then getting to know yourself in that space? This is beautiful and yellow, like a sunflower. So imagine that sunflower on your face, and it is a vortex spinning from the front out and at the back of your body. Again, breathe into it. What do you feel? What do you see? What are the shadows? How beautiful neon is it? If it's not neon today, it's okay. You keep breathing in it till you shift it. Awareness is the change agent, remember, according to Eckhart Tolle. Then we move up to the real secret spot in everyone. This is where your magical unicorn voice sits, and that is your heart. So you'll know that the heart energy center, it is your lips to your life. Imagine that, your heart being the lips to your life. The part of you that has longings, the part of you that has unconditional love for others, for self, for everything around you, for your environment. Also remember that this energy center, think of the organs, it is your physical heart, and it's also your lungs, how you breathe. Yogi Bhajan says, by breath you live, by breath you die. How strong are you breathing into your lungs? How strong is your heart pumping? How are you feeding it every day? How are you feeding your life force? How are you breathing life into your lungs? Is this beautiful green neon? Are you speaking with unconditional love? Are you speaking with tender loving care, kindness and compassion, first to self and then to others? Can you see how you've evolved? As you've developed more and more, living in the world that we live in, stepping up into your truth, where your heart is your magical unicorn voice for your truth. This beautiful green, don't forget it's got to be beautiful and green. Changes shades, depends on where you're at, depends on your moods, depends on what you're experiencing in life. But the idea of keeping it luminous and green isn't totally and 100% up to you. Then we move up to our throat energy center. Our throat energy center is how we communicate with ourselves first and how we communicate with other people. So given all the other energy centers in the body, as we've moved up gently through each of them, as we've grown up into an adult, we start communicating. Are we communicating our truth? Are we communicating clearly? Are we wearing a mask, or are we speaking our truth clearly? Are you dropping your chin, or are you lifting your chin? Are you standing tall and proud, opening all your other energy centers? How are you stepping into the world and expressing who you really are? This is beautiful and blue, front and back. Front and back, that beautiful vortex of spinning blue. How clear is yours? What shade of blue is yours? Are you speaking your truth? Have you allowed every other energy center in your body to fuel your future going forward? How do you know that your hidden genius superpower in your body is speaking through the magical unicorn of your voice and expressing itself through your throat? How is your voice coming out to the world? Is it squeaky and small? Or is it deep and resounding? Or is it gentle? Does yours change? Depends on the space you're in and what you're communicating. Again, breathe into it. Understand where you're at, accept where you're at, and decide if you want to make changes. Then we move into what's known as our third eye. It is the center of your brow point between your eyes, slightly in and up. You'll know that this is often used in meditation points. It is the pituitary gland behind that third eye. If you roll both your eyes up and into the center of your forehead, you'll experience that. In the beginning, it becomes a little bit difficult, but it becomes delicious once you are accustomed to that. Moving your eye focus to the center of your brow. This is your seat of your intuition. This is where you connect without knowing. This is where your heart communicates on a level that you possibly are not ready to hear, or you just pick up. This is where you pick up somebody's energy field, their aura. This is where you understand and accept where other people are. This is where you listen from your heart. This is the part of you that teaches you about connecting with your head and your heart. This is the flip switch. We call it like a flip switch between the head and the heart. You switch it on if you want to listen to your heart before you listen to your head. And how do you get to develop this one? In meditation, in your prayer place, wherever it is where you are still, because that's where you learn to hear what's inside of you. Once you can hear what's inside of you, once you hear the voice of your magical unicorn and the rest of your hidden genius superpower in your body, are you able to express and connect with people in a different way and with yourself and your own truth. This is beautiful and purple. Beautiful, or indigo. Some people call it indigo. It is a lovely neon color. It's a cone from the front of your forehead out and behind your head. It is beautiful when it is vibrant. Where is yours today? And not everybody likes to develop theirs, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a choice. But if you are somebody who wants to step into the world and become embodied in your authentic niche, you really want to use this and develop this at the absolute epitome of who you are. Then we have our crown energy center. This is the last one on the body. This is the center of your head. If you put your hands on top of your head, you'll feel there's a little dip on your skull. Gently, be gentle with yourself. So imagine the energy from the base, your root energy center, shooting up your spine through each of the energy centers, and it comes out showering around you through your crown. This is how you arrive in the world. So if your energy centers are not clear, if there is stuff, emotional stuff or head stuff that you're going through, that could be having little blockages in each energy center where it's not as vibrant or as clear as it could be today or tomorrow or whenever you decide to go through this process. When you shower out around you, that shows up in your space, in your aura. It is your unspoken voice that people pick up around you. It's when you walk into a room. Do you walk into a room in full presence? In other words, is your crown energy center showering out and is beautiful, or are you keeping yourself small? Breathe into it, expand it, shower around, and protect yourself. This is beautiful and gold and white usually. It's different for everyone. How far it spreads out depends on how clear your energy centers are, how in touch with all of who you are, how embodied you live in your life. It's a little bit different for everyone on different days, and it's okay not to be fully functional and beautiful and vibrant in every energy center, especially at the last one. It just depends on you. This is your life. You have one opportunity to develop your hidden genius superpower through your magical unicorn voice. It is your choice. So in the world we live today, we know most of us live with our heads because this is how we believe we have to survive, and yes, it is our learning. However, when you start listening to your heart, you start balancing the scales. So no longer are you living in your head, which is usually fear-based, because we do things out of survival most of the time, more than we actually do into self-mastery. When we go into self-mastery, we've been told that it's selfish, and it's not selfish. It is owning the body you were given. It is owning your dreams. It's owning the longing in your heart. It's owning the possibility that you still have much more to offer to the world and much more to give to yourself. The important thing to remember is that you have choice, and that value of choice is something you decide when you want to develop it. Life can often present situations where you are forced to make different choices, and that's okay. When you listen to both your head and your heart, you're more perfectly aligned with who you are meant to be. So your voice is your heart. It is the magical unicorn voice that speaks on behalf of the hidden genius superpower which is in your body. So how would you like to be able to get in touch with more of that within each of you? You can, and it's very, very easy. Imagine laser fast mindset shifts, to shift from the mind into the body and to understand and reinterpret and relabel. Imagine that is the ultimate in leadership, self-leadership. Imagine a business turning people into more profits. Imagine also growing the team productivity, building collaboration and individual self-confidence, and disrupting innovation. Imagine being able to change your mindsets, your beliefs about your value system. Imagine being able to redefine who you are simply by getting in touch with your hidden genius superpower. So if you want to find out more how to do that, very easily and very fast, connect on the website, charlottedbluchnote.co.za, as you see on the screen. Use the hashtags, hashtag Body for Brains, hashtag Inspire to Transform, and hashtag Your Hidden Genius Superpower. Find us on social media. Enjoy the daily short boosts to shift your mindset and promote your well-being, to step into a place of total, unique, embodied you. That is where your niche is. That is where your authenticity lives. That is where passion lives. Allow your heart its voice. Allow yourself the dreaming. Allow yourself your future. Because in your dreams, your future is about to happen. And to stay in touch and have more of these, connect with Solid Gold. They have lots of podcasts. They are a fantastic online podcasting opportunity for anyone out there who's got messages to offer to the world. Connect, Emotion in Motion is this channel. Join us, sign up, and let's stay in touch.